very sure you will. You know what?
Right, a very good evening wherever you're watching us from. This is CAC TV's live broadcast of the Rays of Hope show. Of course, today, sitting in for the one and only Rev Lucy Waweru. My name is Vincent Kirosi, and tonight it's all about the Global Leadership Summit, the GLS Nairobi chapter, taking place tomorrow and the day after in Sitam, Karen, of course, in the city of Nairobi. And on set today, I have one Wendy Kenyanjo, is it? Who is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and of course, a leader, and all other things that she's going to unpack in a minute. But if you want to send us your comments, your views, of course, send them over to CAC TV Kenya on our X and Facebook accounts. And of course, we are live on a YouTube channel, CAC TV Kenya. Our SMS number is 011222004, and we'll be able to sample some of your feedbacks even as we begin right about now. The theme for this year is Lead Where You Are. And to begin from there, first, Wendy, karibu sana on set. Very first time on CAC TV.
Yes.
Karibu sana, but not the very first time on TV, of course.
No,
yeah. And welcome. I'm going to give an opportunity to tell us who you are. But before then, in just can you give us a glimpse what it means to lead where you are? Because I understand you sit in the committee organizing this year's summit.
Thank you, Vincent. Yeah. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
When I think about leading where we are, or lead where you are, it's being an authentic leader. You blossom where you're planted, and you make an impact wherever God has placed you. How do you use your gifts, talents, abilities in an authentic way and carry out your vision?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and that is short and sweet as far as this theme is concerned. Wendy, I understand that you are a lot of things. But I'm interested on your journey to where you are today. Off camera, we've had a conversation, and you've told me that for you to be here today,
yes,
it is not just a 1 and 2 step. You've really been intentional for you to be where you are today, even as we connected with leadership. Can you, in a minute, help us understand your journey first? And to begin first, who are you authentically, in terms of if you were to give us a brief introduction of yourself?
I am an enthusiastic, bubbly child of God.
Amen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Celebrate Recovery, which I will tell you briefly about later,
Yeah.
we say that I am a grateful believer who has victory over alcohol, that is in recovery for fear, anxiety, codependency. My name is Wendy. Professionally, I'm a lawyer, as you mentioned. I've been in practice for a number of years, run a legal practice with a few other like-minded Kenyanjuis. I'll let people just fill in the gaps for me. But I also I have the humble honor of leading a program in a ministry called Celebrate Recovery. I teach on trust and estate planning, and so a number of things. I've also done quite a bit on data privacy and cybersecurity. I don't want to say a jack of all trades. I've been excited about learning over the last many years. But yes, my journey has been full of bumps on the road. I want to say that I have learned, or I keep learning, but I'm excited about what this journey has been looking like.
Yeah, and you've, in your introduction, you mentioned alcohol.
Yes.
How bad was the situation for you then?
Bad enough that I was tired of it. I had drunk for a number of years. I started drinking when I had just finished Form 4. That period when you finish Form 4 and you're just about to join university, struggled with it all the way till I was 26. And so that's about 6-7 years. And then that's when I hit my rock bottom. So just thinking my life is supposed to be going this way, I can see it going this way and downhill. And I knew alcohol was playing such a big part. And so I don't know whether you want to hear from the beginning, but I can give you a little snippet of the
Yeah,
scene.
snippets. Yeah, it will be important for me to understand a little bit of how it began and how you find yourself that you're engrossed, and what was the turning point. What exactly happened that you decided, no, I have to change course now?
So born and raised in Nairobi. Thank you for asking about my story. Born and raised in Nairobi, two wonderful parents. I have two brothers, a little niece and a bigger Kinyanjui family. Went to primary school, went to high school, and then went to study law at the University of Nairobi. And that's when the drinking started, maybe just right before actually. I was in a strict high school, I was in Kenya High, so I don't think we drank then. I also say that I came from a background where alcohol was not frowned upon, and so I was not waiting to finish high school so that I start drinking. I did not have any excitement, but I had never consciously made a decision. Am I a person who drinks or not? And so when it was offered, I just quickly accepted it. So I was not very firm on my identity. A lot of people-pleasing tendencies, being swayed or being, just going with the flow. I lived at home during my campus period, and so I felt I needed to do all my damage between 8 and 5. I would black out a lot in terms of I was always the first one to get drunk or one of the first people. Where is Wendy? We are Melala. So because I am a hard worker, I kept trying. I should have quit a long time ago. Finished law school at Parklands, went to do Kenya School of Law, started working, moved out of home, started teaching. I had a lady who mentored me. My boss mentored me into teaching. So I started teaching for a company called Centonomy. But the drinking was not done. My home church is Ridgeways Baptist Church, but I had moved far from home, so I had joined another church and started doing Bible study and volunteering, but the drinking was not done. So a big part of it also was living the double life. There's this side of me that thoroughly enjoys Bible study and the things of God, but there's this other side of me that just loves the party life. And so people would be like, oh, I've seen you somewhere. And I'm like, boy, I wonder which side of Wendy they saw. But my rock bottom, or my turning point, as you asked, was a Monday morning. I had an overwhelming sense of hopelessness and helplessness, and just feeling this is not where my life should be going. And to be honest, if there was a day I probably wanted to end my life, was that day. But what scared me the most was the fact that I wanted to have a drink. We think the people who are alcoholics are the ones we see in the trenches, kwa mitaro. That Monday, I was very convinced I was one of those, and I was just done. I was done pretending. I will not tell you all my stories of kuchoma picha, but there are many. There are many where I know God just pulled me out of very tricky situations. And so I called for help. I called my dad. I broke down. It was a frantic call. And I just said, I need help. I need help now. I needed to tell on myself. In fact, I called a friend of mine. And I just told her what was going on. And she said, I'll come and see you after work. And I told her, don't come. Today, don't come. I need to tell on myself. And I called my dad. And anyone who is a parent knows that that's not an easy call to hear from a loved one. And so he came with my mom. And they had heard of a program in a rehab called Teen Challenge. And I was asked, would you go somewhere? Would you see someone? I said, yes. And they said, when? And I said, today.
Wow, that was a true turning point. Because
yes,
many people in that situation,
yeah,
they're really not sure if they want to go for, rehab and all that. But you are convinced that this is what I need to do, and I need to do it now.
Yes. And I think for me, and I've mentioned this in different spaces, I say the biggest thing I always did was tell myself the truth. That Monday, I said it out loud. I'm a working alcoholic, like I'm struggling. I stepped out of that denial. Sometimes we lie to ourselves so much, we start to believe it. It's not that bad, I'm in control. I've not missed out too many opportunities. The biggest thing I think I ever did to myself was tell myself, you have a problem. So I did go to Teen Challenge that Monday. I did the program. The program was for a year, which I always feel like that's an opportunity for people to clap for me because it was tough. And the plan was never to talk about my story. I had no plans of ever saying my story. But when God does a good thing, you can't quite keep quiet about it. And so I started sharing it one to another. And one day I tell my senior pastor, hey, could I share my story? He was doing a series on the names of God, and I talked about, and I just said, I think he had planned to do the God of recompense. And I said, yeah, I would like to. And when I shared my story, the response was awesome and just amazing. I want to say overwhelming, but that sounds like it almost has a negative connotation. But in terms of just people wanting to share what they were going through or their family. And so I realized that there are many other families with a Wendy, with people struggling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to understand, because we know once a person is, now beginning recovery, there are a lot, it's bumpy, it's not easy. Sometimes you really try, sometimes you find yourself down and back. How was yours? Was it a straightforward journey until today? Or is as bumpy as it comes?
I think the bumps for me were along before I went to rehab. That was the bumps. Oh, I'm going to stop. Or I'm struggling to quit. Or I have it in control. Then, I drink again. But for me, when I went to rehab, number one, the program was for a whole year. And so that's a long period. It gives you time to acquire a taste for different things. And I think I had done life my way for so long, and it had backfired. For so long, I was done, but also sharing my story helps. It keeps you accountable. So when I go somewhere and I share, so that has helped. And I think, as I mentioned in our previous conversation before this, was I wanted my story to count for something. Yes. And so my decision to open up my life, to share it, was so that if there's another Wendy out there who has struggled, may she know, or may he know that there is hope, that you can recover. Yeah. Yes, you have to put a lot of stopgap measures to ensure it works, but it is possible. Yeah. Yes.
And how many people, out of your club then, are with you today when it comes to walking this journey of no alcohol, not doing alcohol at all? A lot of more you are with them.
Then I mean, a number of them have reached out and just said, how did you get out? I would like some help. Those ones come out. But I also did cut ties. I don't think they were bad people. It's just that we did wrong things. Some of them were colleagues, some of them were in different professions, doctors, lawyers, whatever. We just did wrong things after work. And so I cut ties. So if they want to reach out, they reach out. I'm available, but I'm not trying to go and preach to them at the bar or at the club. No. Yes.
How easy or difficult is it to cut ties with people that you've created a relationship for so long, but now there comes a time that you say, no, me and you, it will be okay, we can talk, but not how we used to do it. How easy is that, or difficult?
So number one, in the partying lifestyle, if you're away for a month or two, people have moved on. Remember that I actually went away to rehab for a year. So you don't have your phone, you don't have contact with these people. And then I got a new number. So, but now obviously with technology, you put your details, your email, your iCloud, it downloads all your contacts. So I had their contacts, but they did not have my contacts. And so I decided, no, I will not reach out. So that was tough. But I did not go and tell them, oh, I'm a changed human being, I've stopped this. I just decided to start making friends afresh. And that's a hard part. As a 27-year-old then, just starting a new life and trying to make new friends as an adult. It was tough. It's a little scary. It can be lonely. You doubt. But it's worth it, and putting some boundaries. So I started saying to myself, I don't want to go to places where they're serving alcohol. So things like that. You'll hardly meet me and say, oh, let's go for dinner. Where am I getting out at night? I did that. So things like that, that has helped. Yeah. Yeah.
That must be very intentional. It's not easy. I
Yes.
understand, but I should clap for you as you said.
Thank you,
because,
thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
thank you,
that's a
thank you,
lot.
thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about celebrate recovery now, because that is something that fulfills you, as you told me, something you enjoy doing, and that's why your life rotates as much as you're an advocate and so many things. Let's talk about how you got yourself into celebrate recovery, of course in connection with the international Requar and many others like that.
So on my 8th month at Teen Challenge, an aunt of mine gifted me a Celebrate Recovery Bible. It was a regular NIV Bible, but it had all of these stories about people who had struggled with things. Yes, alcohol, others drugs, others sex, others pornography, others gambling, others anger and resentment towards a spouse or family member. Others it's things like grief. And so I thought, oh wow, I mean, just stories of brokenness are so universal. And so fast forward now, when I shared my story at my local church, when people were coming to reach out to me, I remembered that Bible and I wondered, this program and these principles and these steps, I wish we had this program in my church. And so I took to find out about it. I looked for the founders, so Pastor John Baker, Pastor Rick Warren, and I wrote to them.
Yeah.
I wrote on their website and Celebrate Recovery website, their personal whatever's, Purpose Driven Life. I wrote on their Instagram. I wrote on their LinkedIn. I wrote on their Twitter. I wrote on their
You just decided to use all
Facebook.
their
I wrote on their Twitter. There is a nowhere, and I was just saying, God, I've asked. If they said no, if they say no, at least I tried.
Yeah, I've done my best.
And as God would have it, they responded. And all I was asking is, would it be a viable option for them to come and start Celebrate Recovery in Kenya, or to equip me to start it? And they were happy to equip me with the knowledge. So I did go to the US in 2020, learned about it, went to Saddleback Church, learned about the program. The program helps people deal, it's a Christ-centered recovery program that helps people deal with hurts, hang-ups, and habits. So hurts is the things that we've been through. Whether it's trauma or tragedy, loss of loved ones, even in adult relationships, whether it's with your partner, with a family member, with a friend or a colleague, people have said and done things to us that they shouldn't have. But if we're honest and humble, we have caused pain to other people. So when we don't work through this pain, we develop hang-ups. Hang-ups are the things that you start to believe about yourself or others because of the things that you've been through. You go through a season and come out bitter or angry, or you have feelings of not being good enough, or you want to isolate, just the emotional take-up from the things that we've been through. But then now, if we don't authentically work through them, we may develop destructive habits. So the destructive habits are the things that we do. For Wendy, it was alcohol. For others, it will be anger outbursts. For some, it's going to be sex or pornography. For some, it's an unhealthy relationship with food. For some, it's hard drugs.
Yeah.
And so people see the habit, but Celebrate Recovery is saying, what are the things that are causing you to do so? Yes.
Yeah, 4 years now.
So I launched it
when
at
you launched
Ridgeways in 2021, but it's been around since 1991.
91, of course.
Yes.
How fulfilling is it for you to do that, to be in that space?
It's very fulfilling. Why? Because I got a sense. I went to rehab, and my desire was not just to be sober. I wanted a full holistic life, and I believe Celebrate Recovery has done that. The plan is to live a full, abundant life, and just I feel that it has a lot of impact. And just talking about hard conversations with people, and I just want to draw a little bit from the GLS summit that's happening tomorrow. I mean, lead where you are, for me, is a call for us to be authentic in the spaces that we are at. My story, I share this in the corporate spaces where I'm at. Is it hard? Oh yes. Oh yes, to be a professional and to be in spaces where I say I struggled with alcohol, I got to this point, I'm out of it. It is tough, but I recognize that there are so many other people who are, you're excellent at what you do, at what you do. You're doing your day to day, but you could be crumbling, and so there's a call for us to lead where we are authentically and very honestly. And for me, Celebrate Recovery has allowed me to do that.
Yeah. Now let's talk about GLS. The Global Leadership Summit. I know that they always emphasize on leading with purpose.
Yes.
Right. And for you as a leader, how often and how you defining your personal purpose and goals to enhance the general leadership that you must give, not only to the spaces that you are party to, but as a general leader out here. Yes.
I almost want to please ask the question again. I think it became long. I was starting to formulate my answers, then it extended.
Okay.
But just ask it so that I can formulate my answer again. Say that
again. Let me paraphrase and just, we know that GLS, they emphasize on, leading with purpose. And how have you defined your personal and organizational, high purpose, and how does that influence your day-to-day decisions as a leader?
Okay.
Let me say that.
And I love GLS because of that. One of the things, as you said, is one needs to be intentional.
Yeah.
And you're not just going to start leading your organization, your company, your church, your ministry. It has to start with self first and be very purposeful about it. Yeah. Define what you want to do and how you want to do it and the steps that you're going to do to get there. But because we are situated in places, organizations, ministries, companies, whatever that looks like, how then do we carry out that vision and achieve it? And how do we rally people to actually catch the vision and go with that? So I think that's important. One of the things that's important for GLS that comes out very clearly is that we need to keep learning. And I think for me, the inspiration to have exciting speakers from tomorrow is to keep learning, if you look at the topics that we're going to be discussing, if you just look at the variety, young, old, people in the corporate space, people in the church space, it's recognizing all of us are planted in different spaces. How then do we blossom there? What are some of our blind spots? How do we learn and how do we cover them? Yes.
Before we go for a break, just a quick one.
Yes.
What is one transformational, change, or significant change that you are trying to work around your space so that you become a better leader right now, currently? You are in a lot of spaces yourself, and as you trying to lead with purpose, what is one change that you are purposely working on yourself so that you become better as a leader?
Learning, for me, learning to say no and not to take up all the opportunities. And I'd like to just say what that looks like. I think sometimes you just take on things that are not yours to do. You keep saying yes, and so as a leader, I need to know this is what I want to achieve, this is my purpose, this is my goal. I don't have to take up all opportunities. I really don't. And that's one of the things I've learned slowly. But the other thing that I have learned is to really, really be intentional with the relationships in the spaces that I'm at.
I like especially the fact that you've said you don't have to take all opportunities. It's not easy for a leader to realize that, because you always want to be in place of opportunities, because we always think that is one way of elevating yourself. And then you find at the end of the day you're overwhelming yourself with so many responsibilities, opportunities, and then now the outcome is not with value as it will have been. So that's something good that I've also learned, that I need to look at it from that eye and that lens, that you don't have to take all opportunities. Sometimes say no to opportunity, because you need to lead with purpose. And that is the essence of GLS for that matter.
Yes.
Allow me to take a break. When we come back, we're going to a little bit talk about now what you expect tomorrow and the day after on the GLS, and your word to all people watching tonight, why it is important to attend such a summit, because I believe it is very transformational. Yeah, we are taking a break on Race of Hope. Shortly we'll be back. And Said, if you have any feedback and comment and views, please feel free to drop them on our SMS number 0311 220044, or of course our Facebook and Twitter accounts are CARTV_Kenya, and we'll be able to look at what you say. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
I fought with the police in Doha. When she saw her son how I was looking, she just cried. You know, even when you go to the rehab, you have to work it. We usually say it works if you work it. Actually, they were to take me to court. When you wake up, you don't want to live in that life of reality. That's why you hear of kutoa lock.
Right, we are right back on Race of Hope, of course, having a tea with Wendy here, who, before we went on break, Subiniambia tumerudi wewe. Sikusikii jamaa. Of Hope, of course, tonight we're talking about the Global Leadership Summit taking place in Nairobi tomorrow and Friday, right, as I'm Karen, and of course it's all about leading where you are. In studio we have Wendy Kinyanjui. Of course, she is an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and she also heads the Celebrate Recovery here in a program here in Kenya, of course, in connection with what was started 1991. That is around 34 years ago. Yes. Wow, that's a huge program. You told me it's in how many countries now? 40?
Slightly over 40, and in 40,000 churches in the US, and obviously more abroad. Maybe slightly over 7 million have gone through it, and more.
Do you feel sometimes a lot of responsibilities bestowed on you, especially now that everybody in Kenya looks up to you as far as this program is concerned?
Yes and no. Number one, it's not a one-man show, so I have a lot of leaders. Okay. I just have the opportunity to lead, so I am a what they call a regional rep for Kenya, and so I want to say there is no pressure. There is, but There's a lot of support. There's a lot of support. We have a lot of leaders who I serve with.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is perfect.
Yes.
Because you can't run it alone.
Yes.
It's not possible for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about GLS tomorrow.
Tell me.
I mean, you've been in this for the longest. You followed this. You've attended the summits.
Yes.
What is one thing that stands out for you whenever you attend these leadership summits?
It's the soaking in of the stories, the conversations, the connections that you have with people. A lot of the stories are very relatable. There's a lot for me to glean, to learn, to be inspired. It just blows a fresh breath of air, and you just get out just feeling, I'm revitalized for the next year or 2 or 3. So it's very, very exciting. The choice of speakers, I would say, there's a lot of effort to get just some really good speakers.
Yeah.
So that's always very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking of speakers, let me look who we have in the lineup.
I can tell you, but yes, we have a good lineup.
Give a mention. Who do we have?
Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Lady Justice.
Lady
Cole.
Justice.
Yes. Our Chief Justice, Martha Kome.
She's Mother Kome, yeah?
Yes. And many more. Many more. We have the Archbishop Anthony Muheria. We have Dr. Mairori himself, who's actually been chairing. Bishop Oscar Moreu. We have the head of
Craig Goshel.
Oh, Craig Groeschel.
Yeah.
Yes, he's always a treat. John Maxwell.
John Maxwell's
Yes,
there.
yes.
Christine,
Our young person, Yawera Gashuki.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Christine Kane.
Yes.
Dr. Julius Kipkentich, CEO Jubilee Insurance.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have David Ashcraft. Stephen Mairori, you mentioned, Nyawira Gashugi, and of course Bishop Oscar Muriu. Of course Archbishop Anthony Muheria. I love listening to this man.
Yes.
I love listening to him.
Yeah.
He has a lot of insights.
Yeah.
So what a lineup this is.
It's a lineup. If you ask me, it's a very, very heavy loaded lineup. You're not too sure which one, who's your favorite. So I'm excited. The topics are dynamic, plenary sessions, and everything. So it's exciting. It's exciting. We have sounds of worship. So it's exciting. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, as you can see. I'm excited to be part of it.
It's always packed.
Yeah.
I'm personally I've attended.
Thousands of people.
I've attended one. I hope that I'll be.
Are you coming tomorrow? Have you registered? Please register today.
I think I
come.
Register.
Come one, come all. Yes.
Registration is still ongoing.
It is. Registration is still ongoing.
Can people register at the gate?
They can. We would prefer, obviously, you register now as you're watching. But yes, if you come, you will register.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, I mean, we all want to be better leaders. We all want to be inspired.
Yes.
So there's
leaders should be learning all the time.
Yeah.
So,
We have no reason to miss out on this. Yeah. But looking at it from hindsight, looking at what is offered there and the kind of speakers that we get there, the kind of insight that come out of there. Do you think that Kenya should embrace this more? Because if you compare the leadership environment and space we have in the country, we need to attend these summits more.
I know. I feel like we should just tell all our,
even our political leaders.
We should just all be at the forefront. Yeah. All of us need the knowledge, and you're very correct.
Yeah.
A lot of our politicians, if not all, should be at the forefront. People in the private sector, because there's a lot for us to learn. Yes. Yeah. In fact, the point at which any of us stops learning, then you stop leading. Because in a society where there's a lot that is happening, we need to learn how to adapt, to be flexible, but we also need to be very intentional, because we are also faith-based. So that's also a big part of it. Yeah. That we don't just want to be swayed and moved by the crowd. That your vision should still really be Christ-like.
Yeah. There's a question dropping in here from one of our viewers, and this was they're saying, being at the Global Leadership Summit, if they were to attend, what unique opportunities or challenges do you see for leadership development, specifically here in the east part of Africa and the continent at large? What are the unique opportunities and challenges that one should expect out of this summit?
Unique opportunities is an opportunity to learn. Come and learn. Anytime you're seated with someone, come and learn.
Learn, interact.
Learn. So for me, the learning and gleaning and hearing people's experiences, people pouring, themselves and wisdom in those few minutes they're given, that for me is definitely golden. Number 2, network. You're coming to meet thousands of people, young and old, in various spaces. Use that opportunity to interact. Yes, so the networking, the learning, the gleaning, the inspiring each other, I think for me is definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Yes.
Those are opportunities very unique that you don't find out just elsewhere unless you attend the GLS. Another question one is asking here is, what is one piece of advice, one piece of leadership advice that you believe translates effectively across borders and cultures? If I understand this viewer, what they're asking is that what if you were to be asked to give advice that it's effective across borders and cultures? It doesn't matter the culture, it doesn't matter if you're from the Western culture or the African culture or whatever border, but a leadership advice that cuts across. Because mara nyingine we say that Africans, we should lead ourselves in a specific way, and because our culture is different compared to other people out there. But what really cuts across?
You should have a very clear vision. Where is it that you're going? What is it that you would like to achieve? And you should be able to communicate it clearly and concisely to your team. Your team should be able to hear you and catch that vision and to be inspired to journey with you. That is important. Yes,
a clear vision
that it comes from you. So once you have it, but you need to communicate it. People need to know. Yes, and that I believe cuts across wherever you are, cross-culturally. Yes, whatever organization, whatever you're trying to achieve, you need to be able to know it and communicate it.
And now, for me, I always, because we are almost concluding, and I never told you this, but whenever I have a guest on the show, I have what we call a quick fire.
Oh my goodness.
A quick fire is 3 questions.
Yes.
That are all about you, and just need quick answers. One is one lesson that you took out of your greatest mistake.
That we can choose our choices, but we cannot choose our consequences.
Wow, that's very quick. That's very quick. Now, question number 2. What books or podcasts are you listening to as a leader right now, or reading as a leader?
I'm reading a book by Dr. Daniel Amen about brain health. Thoroughly enjoying.
Brain health?
Brain health.
What? Brain, like?
Yeah, brain.
Is it about mental health?
No, it's just about your brain and just. Do you love your brain? Are you taking care of it? How do you love your brain and take care of it? Things that you eat, things that you do. How do you learn skills? What it does to your brain? So that's been really, really exciting. I enjoy reading. So that's very nice. Okay.
And podcast?
I listen to the Craig Groeschel
documentary. Are you a documentary person? Are you a short film, a short podcast and all that, or a series person?
I like short, funny things.
You get.
And I like documentaries.
Yeah.
Anything that has water or swimming. I want a documentary that has anything that has water. I want to see what people are doing in the sea. That's always very exciting.
Yeah.
Short funny things. I don't want to be emotionally involved in a TV show and to have to follow a story. I refuse. But I enjoy reading.
All right.
Enjoy reading.
The very last one.
Yes.
If you were to be a global leader for a day,
Yes.
what will you change? Just for a day.
A day is I'm like, a day is a short time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
What do you change? Is it about how people relate, how the cultures? Is it about the political connotations? Is it about the essence of leadership and all that? Just for a day, to be a global leader, what will you do different? Let me say that.
I would put in a system. A day is short, but I would put in a system where there are consequences for the actions. I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen us struggle in our country, and that just breaks my heart. Yeah. That there seems to be people who are above the law. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know you may not be able to do that in a day.
Yes, yes. I'm just like, how do you?
You may not be able to have a system in place in a day, but at least having a thought towards that is good enough and great enough. Now, yes. Maybe give a rallying call to our viewer to turn up in numbers and
yes,
to just be there for the GLS 2025 in Nairobi.
Good people, tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. please come. Sitam Karen 2025 Global Leadership Summit. We have exciting speakers, just an exciting program for you for the next 2 days. I'm going to be there, so please say a hello. I'm feeling very famous, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's going to be really nice. And just come open-minded, come ready to learn, come be ready to be inspired. And it could change your life completely. Yeah. It could.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I must say that I love whatever you're doing right now. And please keep it up. We want to see more of this Celebrate Recovery in more churches, as you said.
Yes, yes.
You have a target for this year?
Sorry?
You have a target for this year?
Yeah, we just had a conference in August, but we ran it at Ridgews Baptist. We ran it at Sitam Valley Road. We ran it. We're going to be launching it at Sitam Karen. We ran it at a church in Kamakis called Cornerstone Family Chapel, at African Nazarene University. There are a number of...
Should invite you to my church.
Yes, please. So exciting. And anyone who has people who struggle, if not all of us, please just know that there is help available.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for gracing this show.
Thank
you. And for the very first time, I've asked a tough question to my quick fires are always very easy.
Should have given me some easy ones, but it's okay.
Yeah, I always give easy ones. For today, I also I agree that one day global leadership.
Ask me what my favorite color was. Small things, but it's fine. No, I'm joking.
I won't ask you that. But thank you for coming, and of course we look forward to be a part of GLS tomorrow and the day after, and even the other chapters that will be coming in the next months and the next years, for the grace of God. Thanks also for being a part of this evening show tonight. Of course, I was sitting in for Rev Lucy Waweru, who always hosts this show, Race of Hope. I hope Rev sijakuangusha sana. See you around. Utanunua kikombe cha chai because of I've tried my best, of course. But God give you grace. I'll see you tomorrow at the GLS by the grace of God. And then, of course, keep the conversation going online. CAC TV Kenya, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Insta, on TikTok. Of course, on our YouTube page, our SMS number, if you want to keep on dropping your SMSs, is 0311 My name is Vincent Kerosi, and me and Wendy, we want to say good night. We want to please ask that tomorrow you show up.
Yes.
You're not gone. I think it's only fair that I give them the lineup again, even as we say goodbye. Craig Groeschel. Did I get that right?
Yes, Craig Groeschel.
John Maxwell.
Yes.
Christine Kay.
Yes.
Dr. Julius Kipngetich.
Yes.
David Ashcraft.
Yes.
Lady Justice Aaron, Martha Koome. Reverend Stephen Mairori. Archbishop Anton Muheria. Nyawera Gashugi. And Bishop Oscar Murio. What a lineup. You don't want to miss that. So, I'll see you tomorrow. For now, good night. Ciao.